And what about that Meryl Streep, for God's sake?
She's so amazing, it's annoying.
She is not just an actress, she is the actress. For decades, Meryl Streep has been hailed as the greatest living performer, a woman whose very name is synonymous with excellence. With a record-breaking 21 Academy Award nominations and 3 wins, she has become the gold standard of Hollywood acting. But how did a shy girl from suburban New Jersey, once mocked for her looks and told she was too ugly for the screen, rise to dominate the most competitive industry in the world? Her story is not one of overnight fame, but of persistence, reinvention, and the courage to defy every expectation. Today, we dive into the extraordinary journey of Meryl Streep, the woman who transformed doubt into destiny and talent into timeless legend. Meryl Streep was born on June 22, 1949, in Summit, New Jersey, into a middle-class family that valued hard work and culture. Her father, Harry William Streep Jr., was a pharmaceutical executive, while her mother, Mary Wilkinson Streep, worked as a commercial artist. Though their household was stable, Meryl often felt caught between two worlds: the practicality of her father and the creativity of her mother. As a child, she was far from the confident star the world would one day know. Wearing thick glasses and feeling awkward in her own skin, she was sometimes teased by classmates. Yet beneath that shy exterior lay a sharp intelligence and a voice waiting to be heard. Encouraged by her mother, Meryl took voice lessons in opera, briefly dreaming of becoming a professional singer. But it was in school plays that her true gift emerged. Teachers were astonished by her ability to transform, embodying characters with uncanny depth even at a young age. A pivotal moment came in high school when one drama teacher declared that she possessed a natural instinct for truth on stage. That validation ignited something inside her. No longer just a timid girl from suburban New Jersey, Meryl Streep began to see a path forward, one where art, discipline, and authenticity could turn her insecurities into her greatest strength. After high school, Meryl Streep pursued her passion for the arts with determination. She first attended Vassar College, where she immersed herself in drama, before continuing to the prestigious Yale School of Drama. At Yale, she trained rigorously, performing in over 40 stage productions. Her dedication was evident. She studied accents meticulously, mastered physical expression, and quickly built a reputation among her peers as a performer with almost surgical precision. By the early 1970s, Streep was a rising talent in New York theater. She appeared in Shakespeare in the Park and gained attention on Broadway for her versatility. Unlike many aspiring actors who chased glamour, Streep was committed to craft above all else. She could seamlessly shift from classical tragedy to modern satire, leaving directors and critics stunned. Her transition to film came in 1977 with a small but memorable role in Julia, starring Jane Fonda. But it was her performance in The Deer Hunter, 1978, opposite Robert De Niro and Christopher Walken, that changed everything. Playing the conflicted girlfriend of a soldier, Streep delivered raw, heartbreaking authenticity. The role earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress, her very first of many to come. Audiences and critics alike realized they were witnessing something rare, a new actress whose power lay not in glamour, but in truth. Hollywood had found its next great chameleon, and Meryl Streep's ascent had only just begun. The late 1970s and 1980s marked the meteoric rise of Meryl Streep into Hollywood royalty. After her breakthrough in The Deer Hunter, she cemented her reputation with Kramer vs. Kramer, 1979, where she played a mother torn between independence and her child. The performance was devastatingly human and earned her first Academy Award. Just 3 years later, she stunned the world in Sophie's Choice, 1982, delivering what many critics still call one of the greatest performances in cinematic history. The role won her a second Oscar and solidified her place as the defining actress of her generation. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Streep's filmography read like a masterclass in versatility. From the sweeping romance of Out of Africa, 1985, to the psychological intensity of The French Lieutenant's Woman, 1981, She proved she could inhabit any role with startling authenticity. Directors adored her dedication to detail, whether perfecting a Polish accent for Sophie's Choice or studying the lives of real women to bring them truthfully to the screen. By the mid-1990s, she was commanding some of the highest salaries in Hollywood, a rare feat for a female actor at the time. Yet Meryl's peak was not confined to one era. The 2000s brought a resurgence that introduced her to a whole new generation. As the ruthless yet magnetic Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada, 2006, she created an instantly iconic character, icy, intimidating, yet unforgettable. The performance earned her another Oscar nomination and turned the film into a cultural touchstone. Then came Mamma Mia, 2008, where she surprised audiences with her singing, proving she could dominate musicals with the same charisma she brought to drama. And in 2011, her transformative portrayal of British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady won her a third Academy Award, making her only the fifth actor in history to achieve that distinction. By this point, Meryl Streep was no longer just a star, she was an institution. Every role she touched became an event. Every nomination a reminder that she had set a standard nearly impossible to surpass. She had climbed to the very summit of Hollywood, and the world watched in awe. Unlike many Hollywood stars whose careers are defined as much by scandal as by artistry, Meryl Streep built her legacy on discipline and restraint. She avoided the traps of excess. No tabloid-worthy divorces, no battles with addiction, no public meltdowns. But that doesn't mean her journey was free of challenges. In fact, some of her greatest battles were fought not in the press, but within the very system that shaped her career. From the late 1980s onward, Streep encountered the harsh reality of Hollywood's treatment of women. By the time she turned 40, scripts stopped coming. She was told bluntly that she was too old to play romantic leads, even while her male contemporaries continued to star opposite actresses half their age. For many women, this would have spelled the end of a flourishing career. But for Meryl, it became fuel for reinvention. She has spoken openly about the sting of rejection. In one interview, she recalled being dismissed at an audition because a producer called her too ugly for film. Those words could have crushed her spirit, but instead, they became part of her myth. The actress who proved Hollywood wrong. Her perfectionism also sparked debate. Critics occasionally accused her of being too technical, of crafting performances with such precision that they risked alienating audiences. Yet others argued that this very attention to detail was her genius, that she made the invisible work of acting visible in every gesture, every inflection. What sets Streep apart is how she transformed obstacles into statements. Rather than fade away, she leaned into roles that reflected the realities of aging women, portraying characters with humor, vulnerability, and strength. In doing so, she not only prolonged her career, but also reshaped the industry's perception of what a female star could be. Meryl Streep's struggles may not have made tabloid headlines, but they revealed a quieter, more enduring truth. Even the greatest actress of her time had to fight against Hollywood's most ingrained prejudices. And in that fight, she became a symbol of resilience far beyond the silver screen. If Hollywood expected Meryl Streep to fade quietly after 40, she answered with some of the boldest reinventions of her career. Rather than retreat, she embraced roles that challenged stereotypes and expanded her reach to new audiences. The turning point came in the 2000s. In The Devil Wears Prada, 2006, she reinvented herself as Miranda Priestley, a character that was both terrifying and magnetic, a cultural icon who proved that age had only sharpened her power. The film not only became a box office hit, but also introduced Streep to a younger generation, many of whom would come to see her as the ultimate screen authority. Then, in Mamma Mia, 2008, she surprised audiences again, singing, dancing, and radiating joy. It was a reminder that reinvention wasn't just about gravitas, it was also about playfulness and range. And in 2011, she took on perhaps her most transformative role yet, British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady. The performance earned her a third Academy Award, reaffirming her dominance at an age when most actresses were sidelined. Beyond the screen, Streep reinvented her public image as a cultural voice. She became an outspoken advocate for gender equality, environmental causes, and the arts. Her speeches, often blending wit with conviction, resonated far beyond the film industry. Through reinvention, Meryl Streep not only extended her career, but also redefined what longevity in Hollywood could look like. She became proof that talent and authenticity are timeless weapons against an industry obsessed with youth. After more than 4 decades in film, Meryl Streep's legacy is unmatched. With 21 Academy Award nominations, 3 wins, and 32 Golden Globe nominations, she holds records that may never be broken. But numbers alone cannot capture her impact. She has become the gold standard for acting, the yardstick by which all performances are measured. Her influence extends beyond awards. Young actors, Viola Davis, Anne Hathaway, Saoirse Ronan, have cited her as both inspiration and mentor. Directors describe her as fearless, endlessly curious, and incapable of delivering anything less than excellence. She also shifted Hollywood's narrative about women, proving that age is not a limitation but a new stage for reinvention. Meryl Streep is not just a star, she is a cultural institution, a living reminder that truth in art has the power to transcend time. Meryl Streep's journey proves that resilience, authenticity, and unrelenting craft can defy every barrier. She is not simply a Hollywood legend, she is timeless. CTA, like, share, and subscribe for more Untold Hollywood stories.